that just ruins everything.
Wait, you bought the horse a prostitute, or you bought a horse prostitute?
Well, no, why would you buy a horse prostitute?
I didn't even know that was a thing. But
if you're buying a
Now
horse
apparently you want it.
If you're buying a horse prostitute, do you not just buy a horse?
I just misheard you. That's all that happened. They've got nothing to indicate that like any kind of desire.
Whoa.
Seriously, if you're in that situation,
sort of horse joke?
Look, we all know who would want that, and that's Dave.
Somebody Winnie.
I was actually thinking soft, but okay.
Hey, soft friend, probably. Hello,
everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Push to Talk, and we're having a blast. We almost forgot to go live, so that's why we're 5 minutes late. We are live from the Masters in Augusta, Georgia. As you can see, I've got my traditional green jacket on. Right, I am not a Masters champion.
Green,
I know, but it is a green jacket because we got that whole thing. But it's as close as you get to looking green, but it is green. And then on the other shirt, this is my next golf thing right here.
Hey,
so
I
heard Hilton Head Island.
I've heard from.
Do we need to ping about this?
Do we need to ping about what? Live from the Masters?
About the show.
I pinged.
Oh, you did ping. Okay.
I did ping. I did a ping thing.
You know. Yeah, it doesn't have a ping.
Dirk's clearly, still real.
He's still hung.
I'm in France.
He all hung over from last night, or still slightly drunk. I'm not sure.
I've been maintaining my buzz today.
Okay.
Oh, maintaining the buzz.
I was rudely awakened by a spam phone call this morning, so I was still a little bit buzzed from last night, and I've been maintaining it.
Nice.
Well, that's...
Oh yeah, because you went to the pub.
Yeah, after I bought my new glasses, because apparently I need glasses for one eye.
I know the feeling. I resemble that mark.
Yeah.
That's not even a joke. My eye prescription has an adjustment for my left eye and 0 adjustment for my right eye. So
you're not helping this whole like posh thing by like going and buying a monocle, dude. Like it's.
I didn't. I got a pair of spectacles. I did not get a monocle. Yes, I may have avoided the monocle idea simply because I knew the jokes that would come.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm not opening myself to those.
Did you take a lens out of the spectacles?
No, there will be 2 lenses.
Are you making...
that would make them a monocle.
Or...
no, you can't kickstart a monocle for me, Mito, because I won't wear one.
Are you...
I'm not exposing myself to this joke.
You're not exposing yourself? I don't understand.
You've lost ownership of the story.
Are you making
a... dear Lord, we're bringing back last night already, and Eric doesn't even know what happened.
No, I don't even know what happened, but I'm trying to figure out if you're trying to make a spectacle of yourself or not.
I'm just shocked that Eric is... That Eric can't understand not exposing yourself.
I understand not exposing yourself.
You just said you're not exposing yourself? I don't understand.
I'm lost. I'm lost in this conversation. It's all over for me. Forget it.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yes, my child.
It is 9 minutes past the hour. We've been live.
We've already lost Eric.
3.5 minutes, and we've lost Eric.
Yeah.
It's not really hard to do,
We're behind schedule.
We're behind schedule, my brain's... Do I need to...
I mean...
What's that brain medicine you can take to make you remember things and think quicker? I forget.
Well, it's not called brain medicine for a start.
Protein?
I think Mittens has some. He'll let you borrow some.
There you go.
Hey, whoa, that's a bit too close to the EVE Online topic that we can't do until 24 minutes past the hour.
I'll tell you that
can't do it
because my kids are getting older, so we can have bigger topics in the cars as we're coming home from dinner last night, right? So my wife goes, "Hey, I'm going to spend the day hanging out with my mom," and we're like, "Okay." And then my oldest son comes from the back. He goes, "Mom, bring some gummies home." Because, she's on, she has medical marijuana, right? And she's like, "I don't think my mom's going to share. I can't bring anything home." I'm like, we're like, so I have the kids texting her, "Mom, remind Grandma we want some gummy bears."
Grandma's Bogart and the Mummies. The gummies.
So we're like, come on.
Audience awareness.
By the way, they're not.
I don't know. Dirk's not the only one who's still waking up.
By the way, they're not kidding. She won't share. She won't share with anybody. She's the only one who can buy anything legally. She won't share. She's
good for her.
Probably because her doctor said no. You can't
you can't be the dealer for your family.
You can't share this. Yeah, exactly.
Probably because her doctor said, "Fuck those guys." Seriously.
No, really, she's just getting back at Erik for his golf trips.
No. I don't take too many trips themselves. I only take about one a year.
And the ones he takes are all bad.
The golf thing is her escape from you. The drugs thing is the golf thing is your escape from her, and the drugs thing is her escape from you. So
we're talking about my mother-in-law. We're talking about my mother-in-law, right? Not my wife. My wife is.
I can dig it.
My mother-in-law.
I don't see a difference in this situation.
What was it? We had her out to dinner. This is many years ago. We're that weird family. Everybody vacations together. So obviously, when they moved here, I invite my in-laws to vacation with us, right? So, they come one year, okay, and it was fine. It was great. I get along with my in-laws, okay, so don't think that that's weird. And so, like halfway through, like 3-4 months after we went to vacation the next year, my mother-in-law goes to me, "I noticed I didn't get an invitation to vacation with you this year. You must not have liked vacationing with me." And I looked at her and I said, "I invited you. Your daughter didn't."
Wow.
Wow.
Which, by the way, true story. I said, "Hey, are you inviting your parents to go on vacation with us?" And she goes, "No, I don't think they liked it last year. I don't think, where we go on vacation is really their kind of place to vacation." And I said, "Okay, but if you don't at least invite them, you're going to be in trouble. Because even if they don't want to come, you still extend the invite, right?"
They can always say no.
That's right. And it doesn't bother me if they say no, right? It is you, because they're family. And by the way, we have a good time with them. My kids love them. They're great grandparents, right? So yeah, she got in a little trouble for that. Just a little. Probably why her mother doesn't share with her. I think that's the true reason.
If you don't invite them, Erik might invite them to Vegas one year, and then you're just screwed.
Actually, we're talking about Vegas this year, and I have to find out if my company's going to be there, like from the 16th to the 20th, and I just might stay there through. Right. So, but my wife said, number one son could come with us, right? Or come with you. She's like, she goes.
She's not joining you, Erik.
She doesn't know yet, right? And because we're just gonna sit around at a bar and drink and have fun, right? And I'm like, well, I could take my oldest son, and she's like, yeah, you could take him. He goes, but it's all your gaming buddies, and I'm like, have you met your son? He's gonna be just fine. Plus, he's like, I want to meet Dad. I want to meet Mittens.
It's only your gaming buddies who will keep him drunk as fuck throughout the entire weekend.
Okay, Erik.
Yeah.
Nothing against your son.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But I just gotta say, fuck that. Your mother-in-law would bring gummies.
I know. She won't share. I just think it's a little.
Bring her to Vegas.
Bring her to Vegas.
Gummies.
Hey,
but you can just.
Share,
but you can.
There's an issue.
But you can just get the gummies in Vegas. See, here where I live, it's medical only, right? So
if she won't share, there's an issue.
Yeah, you know. Now, granted, she grew up
but if you bring her to Vegas, I'm sure she'll share. Like that's how you get her to share later.
She doesn't like to leave the house now. She just likes to sit in the house, watch TV, maybe be a little stoned. I don't know. What she does, getting her out to share would be the hard part. Yeah.
That's because you haven't brought her to Vegas.
Well, maybe. She likes to gamble, though. She's a gambler.
I mean, I don't want to be like the one to say this, but like there is something about Vegas and gambling that kind of like ties and sort of goes together. They seem to fit.
Yeah, but I'm not a gambler. I mean, Vegas was just a freaking desert until somebody decided to invest money and invite people to gamble and make it the only legal gambling place in the U.S. for so long, right? So yeah.
Yeah, but that's
just remember,
organized crime.
When you go to Vegas, just remember you can go. Yeah, I know. You can go to the. You can go and visit the nuclear test sites. Just pack your own lunch.
What the fuck are you, Chris Rock now?
I have no recollection of that, Senator. I don't know what he's talking about.
Are we gonna have to ban you from INN for however long, Mac?
Why is Mac getting
banned? Will Smith.
Wow.
What?
Oh yeah, it's horrendous. Who said?
Yeah. Fast, huh?
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't say it. I wasn't saying anything.
10-year
I mean, if you're gonna slap somebody,
I just break it with
Dirk.
I wasn't slapping anybody. I was just mentioning that I understood the reference that Arentis went. That's all.
I gotta say, I'm on Mac's side on this one.
Okay, so we need to ban Arentis. That's fine.
No, nobody.
No, if anything, you were the one against it all. So like you're the one slapping.
Actually, no, wait, no. There's no way we ban Dirk. Dirk doesn't get out of this bullshit this easy.
Yeah,
nice try, Dirk.
I'm sorry, I'm looking for a door.
I'm looking for a door, and I can't find one. I'm in a box. I'm trapped. Oh no.
Whoa. I mean, you say that, Eric, but Arendis can confirm this. INN has no exit doors. You suddenly start doing things, and then you never figure out a way out.
I know.
So yeah, we're all looking for a door.
Thanks. It's like Hotel California, baby.
I figured it out. You have
no idea.
You just have to stop caring in what you're doing. Like that's all you have to do, and then it becomes so much easier.
No, it doesn't work.
It does, because people bring more people in.
It really hasn't worked at all.
We haven't found the door yet, and we stopped caring.
Dirk, you really haven't done the math.
Most editorial meetings include at least one person going, "Does that mean I'm fired? I'm finally free?" And the response is no.
I mean,
it just means we need to find additional help. That's all.
That
doesn't happen either.
Okay.
Yeah, the last time that happened, I found some idiot and went, "You're gonna do stuff," and Dirk said, "All right."
See that well, yeah, that didn't really help.
Actually, no. Whoa. The last time that happened, we sent
oh shit! And then I told Dirk to do stuff.
my brain has just farted a little bit and gone. Who the fuck did we send to CCP Games games?
Wait,
was it Para?
It was Para. It was Paramimetic. Thank you.
Okay.
Like the
Paramimetic.
That happened. We sent
Paramimetic to
CCP
hold it.
Games
I'm
games
crying. My eyes are freaking watering. I'm laughing so hard.
I
don't know what you're laughing about. This is entirely true.
I know, but it's still funny.
We don't haze people at INN when we recruit them. We just recruit them for life.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking, I mean, INN even goes into the INN news channel and everything, right? I'm sitting there going, McLeod, how long have we been doing this shit?
Exactly.
See?
Well, as was the question posed by Reaver, how the fuck does this show like actually continue to put out a show almost every single week without any kind of planning whatsoever? And we basically just say, because like it just happens. We're not entirely certain ourselves.
We are like
there are no doors.
It's been 20 minutes.
It has not, because we were late going live.
Yeah, we're
It's
5
not
minutes
like
late. We get an extra 5 minutes.
You have another 4 minutes before you
may
can
be
go
no
live.
doors, but there apparently is a dawn.
There are no doors, but there are rules, damn it, and we will observe the rules.
No,
Otherwise,
You know, we are the Seinfeld of INN.
If you do not obey the rules, you will never get fired.
That's right.
I think I got to the conclusion that like the bar is so low that like anything is fine.
The bar
each week.
The bar isn't necessarily low, but it's free and everybody's pretty drunk.
That's actually pretty good.
The topic of the family dinner last night was Brisk's shower pics, by the way, and it was quite funny.
Wait,
so
do we have an hour?
We haven't had one in a while. We haven't had one in a while. Yeah,
family dinner or a brisk shower pic.
Brisk shower pic.
Do we have? The thing is, do we have enough shower pics at this point in time to make a nice, like, old school kind of like photo album?
Can we get a brisket shower pic?
So
I have informed Brisk that we need new shower pics.
So you have to understand, family dinner is not just it's the whole family, like parents and in-laws and everything, right? And so this naturally made us have to describe to my 76-year-old parents what OnlyFans is.
Oh, that must have been an interesting
Why?
So
why not?
So
give them ideas. You never know.
Not necessarily why would you explain that, but why would brisk shower pics require that?
Because somebody
just tell them it's something a friend of ours does on stream as a gag.
No. We did the whole gag thing, man. But somebody said, some family member of mine who might be more familiar with the situation said, "Oh yeah, those are for Brisk's OnlyFans site." And then, what's OnlyFans?
Some
it's
family
fun.
member who might be more familiar with the situation.
Yeah.
Translation: this was Eric.
No, wasn't me.
No, this was Eric's wife.
No, it was someone else, but okay.
This is the firstborn son that wants to go and get drunk with Brisk at Vegas.
Yeah. That's another reason he wants to go. He doesn't
from the OnlyFans.
He doesn't want to go hang out with his dad and drink in Vegas. No, he wants to go hang out with his, dad's friends who he's never met. So yeah, but that's okay. That's a good thing.
That's fine, yeah.
I'm pretty cool. I get it.
You could, you too, Don.
After all, he's been dealing with you for years.
Oh my God, poor child.
Right?
Hey Eric, are you gonna have your comp room for Sunday night as well?
I won't probably have a comped room. I mean, I'll have to move rooms after my thing, but so I haven't done any of that because I don't know. Here's the thing: I won't know until a little later whether I'm allowed to go to
knowing
Vegas.
That shit more than 2 months in advance is like just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, because we're doing a cruise right after Vegas, and we have one night where we need someplace to stay in Vegas before we fly out. So it's like, maybe I can bunk in somebody's place. If not a big deal. But I was just thinking about it.
If I am, we'll definitely have that conversation.
Dawn is choosing to go on a floating petri dish again.
Yes.
She is.
Also, it's Eve time now.
I mean, I'd like to get the audience's opinion on the floating petri dishes.
We're going to do a good cruise next year, right? Or an Eve cruise?
How many of you guys would
start planning
step
it.
on a cruise ship?
Yeah, you can be planning it. It doesn't mean it's going to actually happen.
Miranda, if it's me and 3 cabins, we'll make it work.
I mean, if you're a true believer that
If you're in
you would
3
survive,
cabins, then you're wasting money.
No, I mean, I'll find a couple other people, of course. But I'm all about going on a cruise ship with a bunch of
I
nerds.
don't know. I don't understand why I should go on a cruise.
Why not? Your hotel takes you to these fun locations. You don't even have to drive.
I'm just gonna point out that Twitch chat has no interest in the cruises
There
over
you
the
go.
last 2 minutes.
Don't care. People who've never been on a cruise don't get to have an opinion.
I've
until
never
they've
been.
on a cruise.
I've never been on a cruise.
We have a comment that shoot pigs wouldn't get on a cruise in the best of times. Holy says that cruise ships kind of suck, and Goonies' comment is in fact about Goon Berlin, which is happening in early July and will be great.
See, I would rather go to
I think that's
than
less.
cruise.
I think that
Do you not
specifically is less about going on a cruise and more about cruising.
Do you not want to go on a floating bar that's unlimited?
Hey, I don't want to be stuck with people for however long.
Hey,
You don't have to be there.
I watched Titanic. I know what happens. All right.
I like the idea of being able to move away from people that are having conversations that I'm just not interested in.
Do you think
I
that
mean-
that the ship's not like a city where you could go other places? Or you
Yeah,
think
it's
you
fairly
need
big.
to on the
Those-
top deck?
yeah.
They're fairly big.
See, all of these things that you're saying, Don, they actually make me want to go less.
Yeah.
If I'm out on the water, I want to be out on the water to be out on the water.
You can be. Go down to one of the
No.
lower decks.
No, because oh yeah, you're bringing a whole city with you. No. If I want to be out on the water, I want to be out on the goddamn water. I don't want to be, sitting on a pier that's just moving.
I don't think they hang
I'm
like
with
the
Orenda.
rails
No,
out
but
to
you know
jet
what I
ski
mean.
Can
on
you-
the
can
actual
you-
ship.
You know what I mean?
Can you fish off the back of those and troll
No.
for fish?
No.
Well, then why?
Can you
What's
jet
good at
ski
being on a
back
boat?
of it?
Right.
Like, can you do that?
If I'm gonna go out on the water, I'm gonna go out on a small boat.
Holy in
You can-
Twitch chat has it absolutely right. Cruise ships are like a holiday in a hotel that you can't leave most of the time.
But the
Well,
hotel takes
yeah,
you where
most
you
of the
wanna
times.
go.
Yeah, that's why he said most of the time.
But realistically, if it's a holiday where you can't leave the hotel most of the time, I'll just take a holiday where I can spend the least amount of time in my hotel.
But
Thank
that's
you.
not how.
I'll
George,
get a
that's
whole
not
lot
how
of
it is.
I'll get a whole lot less expensive booze and just stay home.
Or that.
Yeah, entirely doable.
You guys have no imagination.
No, we just don't want to expose ourselves to goons on a cruise.
No, it's
it's not a
it's
goons
even
thing.
that. I mean, I grew up on the water, Don. It's just that's not like a cruise ship. To me, it's
A cruise ship is like glamping. It's like it's not actually camping. It's like
let me
it's
tell
just
you,
an
you
excuse for going on the water.
You can feel you're on the water.
So
Depending on how rough it is.
No.
Well, considering one
I
time,
mean, you get the slightest, faintest hint that you might
No.
be on the water, and that's about it.
no. Cloud. I literally had it where, we hit a wave real bad, and one of us flew out of bed. It doesn't happen often, but it does
Oh,
happen.
yeah.
but
I-
that's-
Could you imagine
that's
what
not,
that wave would have felt if you weren't on a city?
That's really not a good situation to suggest
doesn't-
as
it says that
a
It
thing
doesn't
we
happen
should do.
often. It doesn't happen often,
yeah.
but it does happen.
If you run into the turbulence, you fall out of bed. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to sign up for.
hey,
Really great.
you want to go on the water? Let's just go on the deadliest catch boats,
Like,
man. I
just-
mean, that's
just-
on
just-
the fucking water. All right,
Just
I'm just saying.
if you want to have a good fucking sea experience and that kind of stuff, go to some super fucking nice tropical kind of resort, fucking with like 20 of your friends, hire out one of the fucking massive ass sailboats, and fucking do it properly.
That I would do. Like Caribbean,
That's how you do
go
it.
on a sailboat with a captain, and
that would actually be better.
What's cool is you can do that off the cruise ship.
because
Realistically,
Why
if
would
I
I
were
need the
looking at
cruise
sailing,
ship to do that?
Then the cruise ship will take you home.
no, I just fly to the
Why
Bahamas,
would I
man.
need a
Okay,
cruise ship to do that? I'm on a fucking island.
Because you can't go watch a fucking a theater production on a regular fucking boat, I guess.
yeah.
I'm on a fucking
don't know,
island
that's-
with Manhattan on one end of it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. But you also have the Hudson, so there you go.
Yeah, we just really look at that as the border of Jersey and ignore it.
I'm just gonna say, if I wanted to go sailing,
that's part of Jersey.
I'd go meet Wibbler and go have a fun time on his boat.
There you go.
Eric, you're in Pennsylvania, and
Yeah.
I realize you're on the other end of Pennsylvania, okay?
Right.
But I still think you can understand this sentiment. The only time the Hudson is in New York is either A, when there's some significant parade on it, like, when they do the tall ships.
There you go. Yeah,
right?
tall ships is cool. Yeah.
B, when Sully's landing a plane on it.
Excellent. Yes, absolutely.
Or C, if there's some massive amount of money to be made. The rest of the time, it's in fucking Jersey. Get the hell out of here.
I understand, identify with, and I appreciate your comments.
Arendis wants Jersey out of him as soon as possible. Thank you.
Doesn't Jersey have a law like you can't pump your own gas or something like
you
that?
said out of you for a second there.
You can get the guy out of Jersey, but you can't get the Jersey out of the guy.
No. You guys have to understand. In the U.S., Jersey girl is a real thing, and they're right, Arendis?
They're called Essex girls, but yeah, we
Essex
get the
girls. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the Jersey Shore, meet some Jersey girls.
Same thing, different accent. That's basically it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, never.
I do have to admit, in the interests of honesty,
Yes.
the entire cast of Jersey Shore were not from New Jersey.
Where were they from? I never watched the show, so I don't even know.
Those was a bunch of Long Islanders.
Ah,
And they are everything that is wrong with my home.
I loved Arendis' pronunciation of Long Islanders there.
because it's
What?
how a Long Islander would say it.
Look, it's spelled. Look, it's spelled LAWN space GUYLANT. Long Island. All right.
This is why I loved that pronunciation.
It's Eve time.
Oh, that thing's beautiful.
I mean,
You're overdue.
okay, right. We are now.
Now that we've made
we are
Dawn
now
suffer.
some 20. we're now like 26 minutes into the show, so we can start talking about Eve.
Yeah.
Here's my first question when it comes to talking about Eve in this show. The fuck is going on in Eve right now?
There's a Jeff
We're destroying.
Well, so our enemies are doing dumb shit, and CCP is going, hold my beer. I think is
hold my
much
beer
it.
better.
There's a new UI that
Just fucking shit up.
absolutely devours your screen real estate and shit you don't need.
Well, it's an opt-in UI though, Arendis.
It is currently still an opt-in UI. The new map was an opt-in map too for a while.
Yeah, that's very true.
And you know, CCP are just so good at like taking all the opt-in feedback and actually, you know, implementing it before they actually release it.
Hey,
And I think one of the best bugs that I've seen was the
UI is nice, but
yeah, there's just a few bugs.
It eats up way too much real estate.
I think the contract bug was like the best one that I've seen. That's just that's the biggest one.
That was a pretty breaking change.
It's just If you guys don't know what that was, basically, if you're using the new UI and you went to create a contract to a specific person,
Yeah.
like
Good luck.
it would, and you like, because everybody kind of now does the whole drag and drop thing. So you drag and drop a name into the box to that particular person,
Okay.
for the contract.
Mhm.
And the regular, if you're on the regular UI, all it would do is it would automatically flip it to a private contract with that person's name in it when you hit, when you went through it. Not with the new UI. No. It still keeps it as a public contract, even though it's specifically to that person.
It goes even one step further. It tells you that you can't make a public contract with a name in the thing. It pops up with an error warning to say that you can't do the thing that you used to be able to do.
So specifically, a developer that's a user interface developer.
At the very least, it did on CC Mac. I'm not sure if they changed it when it hit Tranquility, but yeah,
I'm not sure. But I was just very concerned with people for people who were creating contracts, because I could very much see people creating contracts that they thought were private and were actually public. And I don't know about you, but I've made contracts to my alts before for literally zero ISK for stuff that are, is kind of ludicrously expensive. Maybe not ludicrously expensive for some people.
I'm not in the same station, but I need to move this capital over to this other alt because my ships are in there.
Yeah, exactly. All sorts of different things, right? And so I'm there thinking to myself, like, how many people could have lost shit by doing that?
I'm just saying that if you're a user interface developer, you should get this shit. Oh, by the way, don't remove feature functionality.
Just as a point, there's a secondary thing to the contract changes, and the private contract change that basically broke what people were used to, and is a breaking change to what people were used to doing, is a big thing. But there was a second change to contracts as well, which is that you can't create multiple contracts. Like previously, you could take one ship setup, one ship fit, say it's a fitted harpy, and you could create, you have 10 of them to sell, you create contracts, and you could replicate the contract.
Yep.
So that every single contract, you basically create 10 contracts with a single harpy in each. Apparently, you can't do that anymore either.
Let's put it this way.
Oh, amazing.
New feature functionality should... that means whoever developed it didn't even review current feature functionality and just decided how to do it in the future.
I mean, last week, I think we congratulated Suetonia on his new QA role at CCP during our one last things.
I believe
yes.
The correct term you used was congratulations.
I did use congratulations.
You did. It was timely.
Funnily enough, I used congratulations because, hey, congratulations on your new job, but condolences on the fact that you have to deal with all of this bullshit that has come up in the last week.
Oh, Jesus.
It's just like, oh, dear Lord. What more could we ask from CCP that could be just
the thing that
badly implemented?
The thing is, like it may have even been something that he saw and put in notes and all that kind of stuff.
No,
he probably hasn't even started. Yeah, he probably hasn't even started yet.
Maybe not. Like, I don't know. Like, we don't know.
I'm gonna expect, given that he's announced it, that he's in the middle of his onboarding period.
Yeah.
So, like,
that's
realistically, before Suetonia can actually even get to doing the job, he's got another month and a half or so.
He might have seen it as part of the CSM, but I don't think the CSM really gets.
No, they don't do QA.
Yeah.
So Suetonia is absolutely not to blame, but Jesus Christ, the timing. They hired this new player-based QA guy.
Hey, that just shows that
and
it was a
here
good
we
hire.
go.
It just shows it was a good hire.
Yeah,
Clearly need him.
they got a
Doesn't
gap.
show it's a good hire yet,
oh.
because
No,
it shows that they've got a gap and they needed to hire somebody. We don't know if it's a good hire until like 6 months
That's-
later.
Honestly, I feel like they could do a lot worse.
I feel like they
than
could do a lot
Suetonia.
worse.
A whole
I feel
lot
like
worse.
Suetonia is probably a lot better than
Hilmar.
99% of the hires that they could have
a lot
had.
of the internal options they had.
I mean,
Hilmar.
I would say that I feel like they could do a lot worse, but we're still waiting on seeing any news from CCP Mambjorn. So
yeah, they could have
they've done worse.
You know,
Exactly.
CCP Mambjorn
No,
is
no,
just
no,
a pseudonym for Hilmar, right? I mean,
That's just it. We know they've done worse. They could have done it again. They didn't.
yeah, they actually could. They actually
could've-
recruited.
Hang on.
somebody
Is it?
who's-
Manbjorn over there?
So so just so you guys know, this is like a really weird scenario for the show, but like we're praising CCP here for not, making a really fucking dumb hire. They actually hired somebody decent.
Yeah, no,
Which we
the hiring of Suetonia, who is now known as CCP Kestrel, is a thing that we.
The very worst. At the
I
very
think we
worst,
all
this can
applaud.
be called damning with faint praise because it is praise.
Yeah, I mean,
I tend to feel more sympathy for him right now than
for
anything
him?
else. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I mean, that's really where I am. I mean, let's assume he's a
Suetonia
bad hire.
deserves our sympathy.
I mean, let's just, not that we really think this, but let's just devil's advocate and hey, he's a terrible hire, right? Let's just say he's a bad employee. He doesn't do his job right and everything, right?
How would
It's probably. I'm just saying, if even if he's bad, it's still a step forward. That's how sad this predicament is.
My concern is that like he will find that there is some kind of blockage in the chain of QA to actually implemented
I'm sure
fixes that he won't be able to get around.
So is he like a QA manager or is he just QA guy?
No, it's just
he's a
junior
QA
QA.
analyst.
Gotcha.
So he's a like the
QA engineer.
general level QA guy.
Yeah. Well, let's.
I thought it was for the events team.
It might
be.
It might be. Every team has their QA guy. Every team has a QA guy. We know that. We don't know what team he's going to be attached to. We don't know if they've decided what team he's going to be attached to.
We don't know if he's going to be attached to a team at all.
Right.
Like, he could just be a general QA analyst for CCP.
Absolutely could be.
And
as far
none
as
of that, none of the options for Suetonia's assignment would be bad.
Right. And as far as anything they've already said, honestly, the hiring process is often like the military. Until you get there and have it in writing, don't believe where they tell you you're going to end up.
Yeah.
So if they say welcome Suetonia, the newest member of the QA team at London.
If they say that he's a member of the QA team at London, then we're all gonna look at it and go, Jesus Christ, Suetonia, you really do not believe in your job.
I would just be
your
like,
job longevity. Like,
No, I would just be like, well, if there was one way that could fuck up, Suetonia's hiring, it would be putting him in London.
I do want to address Fleabok real quick in Twitch chat. Will he have to step down from the CSM? He has already stepped down. Yeah, he already did that. He's no longer a CSM. We're currently waiting on news about how they want to approach the empty CSM seat. Are they gonna fill it? Or are they gonna leave it empty until the new CSM elections, which we expect to be coming around?
I think there was some conversation going on the
right.
Oh, what?
As an expected timeline, 2 months or so, or horrendous.
Maybe.
I'm just going to remind everybody.
At this point, Dirk, it wouldn't surprise me to finally come out with, and we'll be having the new CSM elections just after the meta show.
Fair point.
I'm just going to point out, since we're talking about CSM elections, vote as the state says to vote, and vote often. Just remember that.
We support Steve Rowe Newton, who is an incredible CSM who has.
Who's Steve Rowe Newton?
You don't know who Steve?
You mean Steve Ronukin?
Steve
With a
Rowe
K?
Newton. Steve Rowe Newton.
Rowe Newton, is that the guy with the apple?
He's the guy that we've voted for many times before, but
Fuzzy Steve's name has a K, not a T, right?
The captioning on his advert rendered it as Steve Rowe Newton, and therefore it is Steve Rowe Newton.
Poor Steve.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
But yes, we all support Steve. Steve is a wonderful person who should absolutely be back on the CSM.
He got CC Steved.
Oh wait. Actually, Goonie has a very good point in Twitch chat. And I actually want to go around the panel here.
Yeah?
Goonie says that he can't vote anymore because his money does not support CCP anymore.
How many people expired?
How many people on the panel have subscriptions that are able to vote for the CSM?
Well, my voting power dropped from to a third of what it was. So,
however,
I can still do.
Because I am dedicated to the state, I will renew all my alts just to vote for 1 month and then get out.
I'll probably do something similar.
Yeah, I mean, I do have characters that can vote now. One character.
I'll probably use ISK as well to do it.
Yeah.
just to say fuck you.
Fuck ye.
I mean,
are you doing it? Fuck ye.
I mean, it really doesn't. I
know it doesn't. I know it doesn't. But but
yeah, I
it
totally
feels better.
That. It does.
And as we know, it's all about feelings on this show.
It is.
It is.
So I heard that maybe the next person in line to get the seat on the CSM was potentially somebody who was a wormholer. Was that correct?
That's a thing.
Which could be the. So it could be a quarter of a term where wormholers actually get to push something, and
it wouldn't be a
see
quarter
all
of
of
a
that.
term, because realistically we're talking about potentially 2 months of CSM.
Oh god,
But don't worry.
Current
Don't worry.
CSM.
If it's less than 2 months, it will still count for the maximum number of terms you can serve, but only for the wormholer.
I mean, I doubt they'll get to the maximum termage.
But what we're talking about here is that Mark Resurrectus, who was 12th in the general CSM staging over the last year. Last year's voting saw Arcia Elkin be 11th, and then Arcia became a CSM member when Pro God Legends stepped down, and now Suetonia has stepped away to become a CCPer, and there's an empty seat. And CCP have not clarified what they're going to do with the empty seat. One of the options is leave it empty until the next election, which we anticipate to be in probably 2 months or so, potentially. But the other option is to give it to the next available and willing CSM candidate. So it would probably be either Mark Resurrectus, who was the 12th most popular CSM candidate last vote, or Uriel Antonio, whatever the fuck,
Uriel the
who was
lore guy.
13th. The law guy, Uriel the law guy. And so yeah, we're waiting on CCB to make a decision.
I think we should.
No,
I think we
that's
should.
not in the bylaws, unfortunately. I think you need to review it because Eric. Eric, there's more likely to be a no mittens clause than a mittens gets to a point clause. So
I'm sure you do.
I should run. But I already know who they picked for the goon candidates for next year.
We've only picked 2 so far. So
We picked 4. What are you talking about?
Also, it's not like Brisk was originally a goon endorsed candidate. So if you can make a good independent run, go for it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have the time. That's the only
Eric
reason
is
why.
apparently muted.
I didn't even do anything.
Mac,
Actually, technically, I did text my wife, so I did tab out of the thing. Because she's spending all day with her parents, we feel that she's left her family in a lurch. We're all here, and we're not really sure where the food is, and we might die of exposure or lack of food or something. So
the food is going to get ordered later on by your wife, and you're just going to sign off on the bill. That's what's going to happen, Eric.
Might have happened once or twice in our life. But I just texted her, "Where is lunch? We're starting to get hungry." So no response from her yet. But I'll keep everybody up to date if I do get something. By the way, folks, she doesn't make lunch. Okay, she does. We just harass each other that way. It's kind of funny. Like, she's very clear that Friday and Saturday dinner she does not cook. It must be paid for in another way, and something she doesn't have to prepare.
This is where you make the kids make food.
Okay,
no. Self-sufficient.
No.
Like,
no.
listen, realistically, you want to make them make food so that they know how to make food when they go away from home.
This sounds like Eric is trying to tell you that would kill people.
It might. Okay, so here's how my children function.
Why have you not taught your kids how to cook, Eric?
I have tried. Okay, I'm the one who can actually cook in the family, which is kind of funny. But number two, he can do that too. But he will just create something out of nothing and eat it himself. Number 3, she will go find a Hot Pocket or yogurt or something and eat that, and not tell anybody that she's hungry. She just goes and does whatever, and super quiet. She's like super quiet,
yeah,
sneaky one, right? And I'm really not sure if number 1 eats.
This sounds like a whole lot of your problem, then.
I mean,
like, lunch is your problem. The others seem to be already capable of fending for themselves.
No, they can make sandwiches, but yeah, I mean, don't ask them to make don't ask anybody other than me to make spaghetti sauce from scratch in this house, right? No, that's
you have to force them to learn. You have to
cook
push
a turkey
them into learning,
or thaw turkey, or
make them learn. Make them learn.
They have learned how to make
with a beating.
Hot sausage, hot Italian sausage with onions and peppers. They've achieved that, but they would have to have that in the house to make it, right? But mom is a big prepared foods girl, so you just heat things.
Eric is sending.
They can make toast.
Eric is sending his kids into the world without any idea of how to make food for themselves.
I did teach the boys how to actually prepare multiple versions of eggs, bacon, sausage, hash browns, and all that good stuff. So they won't die. Okay.
They'll just wish they'd have.
Funny thing is, my grandfather on my dad's side, he ate fried eggs, bacon, and toast 3 meals a day forever. It's like all he ate.
All right. I mean, if you've got a system that can handle it without having to worry about cholesterol, that's actually a pretty good one.
I think he lived into his 90s or 89, around there.
Yeah.
Tall, skinny guy.
Yeah, sounds like he didn't really have to worry about cholesterol.
No.
So, yeah, at that point, that's fine for him.
Yeah, plus when you're that old, is anybody going to really tell you what to eat? But yeah. No,
yeah, when you get to be that old, certain things do become a little extraneous.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, and like he smoked every day constantly. And not like filtered cigarettes, like Camels without the filters.
Oh, fucking Camels, Jesus.
That's that fine Turkish tobacco. I don't know what your problem is.
And it's got to be 30 years since I had a Camel.
So, but yeah, without the filters though, like every day, pack or two a day. It was
Yeah, I believe
and
it.
eggs. And he lived to be like 89, 92, somewhere around there. I can't remember exactly.
Good for him.
It's crazy.
Good genes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, good
Yeah,
genes.
no,
Tough genes.
That's basically what that comes down to. He got lucky on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't start smoking when he was old, like when he was a kid, because when you figure that time ago, right?
Yeah. But yeah, once you get to a certain age, like it just doesn't matter. Like my grandfather's doctor told him, right? Like, Mr. Grabowski, you've been diagnosed with prostate cancer. His response was, all right, well, will it kill me? Doctor looked at my 94-year-old grandfather and said, in 10 years. And the two of them laughed. I mean,
in 10 years. Did he investigate that Eurolift thing that's supposed to be, non-invasive, non-drug? Yeah. No? Yeah. Okay. Too much. I don't know. When you're old, you start seeing those commercials. It's like, okay, we're watching a commercial on TV about, fixing your prostate. I mean, there's something wrong.
yeah, he really wasn't worried about it.
Yeah, not worried about it.
This is the guy who at 78 told me, 80. I never want to get that old.
Oh well.
Mind you, he said this because a friend of his was in the hospital at the time and just was basically an invalid at 80. Meanwhile, my grandfather at 92 is still up on his roof fixing it.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? I mean, that's really just amazing when I see people like that. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Well, the thing is, like, it doesn't take a lot to lose it though, because he hurt himself a couple of years after that, and just was never able to recover from it. So
yeah, that's tough. Yeah, my parents are like 76, 77. I think my mom's a little bit older. But yeah, they're both up and active, and they do things, and they're super fun to be around. My mom's like that perpetually happy person, that some people would like to strangle. And probably when I was 17, I did want to strangle her because teens and parents. But no, I have
but that's a different thing.
Yeah, but no, she's fun. So my kids are really lucky. They have, and my wife's parents are younger, but because they married younger. But they, my parents at 76 are more active than her parents are in their 60s.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it gets interesting. Gets interesting when you get older. Things hurt.
Every day is a new adventure in pain.
It is. It is. What's gonna crack or creak today?
Why won't my finger move? What the hell?
My wife goes, I'm going upstairs to get on the Peloton. I said, don't pull a muscle.
What's gonna crack and creak today? Literally everything.
Same thing that cracked and creaked yesterday. You got to be able to do like a pinky in the brain thing to get an old
Yeah.
But you just enjoy it. You just enjoy it.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, look, but other than my grandfather, right? Like my family history says I shouldn't have made it to 40. So, okay. Basically every day since 30 has been, I did not expect this, so sure.
It's awesome.
What am I gonna do, bitch?
No.
I mean, oh no, how terrible is it I survived another day?
You know what I've really found? You can bitch and moan and complain about life and all that stuff and all the shit that goes wrong all the time. Number one, it only does one thing. It makes you enjoy your life less.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, that from a host on a show that we bitch and moan on CCP.
Yeah, but we're not bitching. Look, we're not bitching. That's okay. Here's the difference. All right, and this is an important difference.
We're bitching and moaning about people who are preventing us from enjoying something that we love.
We're bitching and moaning about other people being stupid. That's what we're doing. This is not the same as, oh my God, my life is so terrible. No, this is, oh my God, stop making me want to make your life terrible.
True.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
True. You have a point there.
Here's a really interesting concept that has been posed by Fleablock in Twitch chat. Eve should have a last will and testament mechanic, so that you can leave all of your stuff and skill points to people if you want to.
Like if you die in real life?
I mean, if you have some sort of...
No, so you can build in the, can I have your stuff? No, somebody else is getting it. Mwahaha.
Actually, I need to remind Caleb on his last will and testament of giving me all of his stuff.
My wife actually knows where to get all my Eve account passwords and who to contact if something happens to me.
So you can have all your stuff?
Yeah, to give all my stuff away.
Absolutely. One of my friends, he's got a letter with my address on it to send to me in case he dies with all his stuff.
Can I put it in my will? Can it be something really weird and awkward that the lawyer has or the whoever it is like
awesome.
just to actually like
that is a perfect idea. You should do that.
I'll make sure that the person who needs to have the digital goods contracted to has to have a really, really inappropriate name as well.
Legally, it'd be protected. So yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
And
there you go.
Like, there's a ton of people who have a hit by a bus scenario. So
yeah.
I mean, Fleabag's commentary of Eve should have it as an inbuilt feature.
That would be kind of nifty. That would be newsworthy.
It's not out of the realm,
it would be kind of dark and morbid, but
I don't know that it is, because I mean,
totally up CCP and Eve Online Street though.
Yeah, so I mean, we had a thing in our corporation where suddenly our CEO died, and by the way, it was me, another person that kind of did everything, and I mean, just totally disappeared and passed away. Like, we actually had, like, I don't know, we had somebody private investigator trying to figure it all out for us, right? Because we're like, did he just disappear? But because it was really weird. This is somebody you've known for 10, 12 years, right? Just disappearing. It's kind of weird. And by the way, if he was in the hospital or something, I mean, we want to make sure, because a real friend that we perhaps did not meet in real life. So anyway, it turned out that he had passed away. Okay, but he's the CEO, and we did, and it was something with all the shares in the company, the corporation, and we had forgot to do something, and I still owned all the shares in my own name. So I could then transfer it to the next person. When you think about that,
you're literally kingmaker.
Yeah, I mean, but if he had owned all the shares, what would we be able to do?
Yeah, you'd be pretty screwed. You'd have to.
The
You'd probably have to jump through so many different legal loopholes, and it would cost you so much in legal fees to kind of resolve that stuff.
I mean, if he had, I mean,
Would be a nightmare.
if we had trillions in ISK in the company account, right? What would happen? Assets.
Okay, but let me just pour a little cold water on the idea.
Yeah.
Would you trust CCP to implement that properly?
I mean,
No.
CCP.
And by the way,
I think CCP enforcing that sort of situation, if it had been implemented IRL but not in game, would be a thing. But I do want to point out that we have such a situation set up for if Mittens gets hit by a bus. That's a thing that we've got going on.
But that's in real life. Yeah. That how that succession would happen, right?
Oh no! Like that. There's an in-game situation for Goonwaffer at least to move over if Mittens gets hit by a bus. Yeah,
yeah, you would have to.
That eventuality has been planned for in a number of ways.
Yeah, and
the out of game stuff, at the very least, is managed by our.
Let's not go into it. Let's not go into it.
Yeah.
I don't want people to know. But, yeah, I don't want people to know.
Yeah, we don't want them to get hit by a bus too.
But that shit is
totally random
also managed.
Yep, and you have to. I mean, and like I said, after we lost that CEO, it was just dumb luck that I had control of the shares. And by the way, I didn't immediately make myself CEO, right? I said, "Hey guys, what are we gonna do? What do we want to do?"
5 minutes.
It did take 5 minutes. Everybody said, "I don't want to be CEO." Okay, that's exactly how it happened, right? So I'm like, fine, right?
Like, who's getting the poison chalice then?
Yeah,
come on.
Yes, it's really what it was, right? So
that sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah.
All right.
And but yeah, I mean that's how we survived as just dumb luck, because CCP would have taken months and we wouldn't be able to control structures and do all kind of things. Well, I mean, we would have been able to control, but there are other things that would have been a pain in the ass. We wouldn't have been able to add more people to that control and things like that, right? For corp assets. So it could really be a real thing that, it would be nice to know what the best way to deal with that in the thing is. And the way I dealt with it when I was CEO, I was like, okay, guys, this is what we're going to do. And, so if anything happens to me, my wife's calling so-and-so, giving them all this access, right? And then of course, here's the envelope with the instructions of exactly what to do, non-gamer chick, right? You're going to call this person, you're going to give them this, and then they're going to know exactly what to do. Right? That person was somebody who I actually went to college with, so it was like a well-known individual by both of us. But yeah, I mean, you think about that when you start thinking, now let's go into things like NFT and real money being in these accounts, right?
Right.
That there's all kinds of legal snafus that can happen. And, then when you start dealing with games across international borders and all that stuff, it really becomes kind of freaky. And then at what point does it come under, taxation and things like that? So, this whole NFT thing is really going to open a giant can of worms to get back into gaming.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, good God. Yeah, just a bit. Thinking about that. Yeah. Christ.
Yeah. I mean, you think, it's a lot. So, yeah, there's, gaming, we think of, hey, just log in and do some shit, can all of a sudden get super complicated.
Mm-hmm.
The issue that I have with the like being concerned about NFTs, Brisk, is that there are still a lot of dumb people in a lot of powerful positions that seem to think that NFTs are a good idea in some way, shape, or form.
Well, pay for play walks right into that, right? So, right?
I mean, for fuck's sake, like, at least over here in the UK, like our treasury is spinning up some fucking NFT thing now, wanting to capitalize on the sort of new financial mechanisms regarding NFTs, and it's just like, oh Jesus Christ, really?
Yeah, well, they're being stupid.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like there's still too many people out there that are super dumb, that are in powerful positions, that think NFTs are a good idea. For me to be like, oh no, don't worry, everybody, it's just NFTs. It's not going to amount to much. Like,
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, there's dumb people in power that still think this is a good idea. It's fucking terrifying. If I'm honest. But I just wanted to riff on something that Brisk said.
Yeah. Did we get our shower pick yet?
Yeah, did we get our shower pick? Come on, Brisk. Get it together.
He's like the worst.
I mean, we pay into his OnlyFans every month.
Every month.
Where did Dirk go?
And we get almost not. Well, yeah. Where did Dirk go?
I mean, if you at least get at least a
Brisk,
pic.
don't be Eric's mother-in-law.
I don't have an ex-mother-in-law.
Don't be Eric's mother-in-law.
Oh, Eric's mother-in-law. I thought you said ex. See, I'm old. Yeah. Huh? Even though I got these on.
Not
right?
sharing the gummies.
You're already dead.
I have to get you an ear horn.
Dude, the ear horn was cool. I love the ear.
It's strapped onto a hat, and you can fucking put it on. Just have like two fucking huge ear horns, like antlers or something.
By the way, probably people online may have heard just system things, right? The response to the we're dying because we're hungry and there's no lunch anywhere. The response was ha ha ha.
Good for her. That's the appropriate response to that shit. Where's lunch? At the supermarket. Go get it.
So I hear Faith is on fire, or is it or which?
What?
You hear what?
Like what? What's on fire?
Some cruise ship, I guess.
Satan's on fire. Well, generally he likes to be on fire. Like that's his, general kind of like ideal environment. Like he's the original. This is fine kind of thing.
Faith the Ballers.
Oh, Featherbolus. Okay, Featherbolus. Feather.
Oh, is that how you pronounce that? I've been, it's been 20 years and I haven't figured that out. That's good. Thanks for helping me there.
Featherbolus.
Fabulous.
Faithabolus, all that too. Yes.
Here it's on fire.
All of the pronunciations.
So,
but yeah, like capitalizing.
No, Dawn, that's not true.
What's not true?
That Faithabolus is on fire.
Oh, okay.
We're putting the fire out of Faithabolus.
Oh.
Nice. I love the fact that like each and every time that they have to deal with like us in Faithabolus and surrounding areas, it's because they have to kind of at least be constantly reminded about the dumbest fucking mistake in like recent times of basically gifting us a keep star in the middle of the fucking place.
When did they give us a keep star?
The DP one.
Oh, ALMs? That's a different group. That was
Yeah,
hilarious.
doesn't matter. All the same to me.
My favorite is all of the passive people are like, you guys are. Why don't you just come up to Horde Space? Why are you gonna fight in space? Or like, because it's so much closer. No one wants to go up there. Bring your supers down. We already brought ours over.
I mean, we
And it
haven't
did
even
little
started
brows.
with. We haven't really even started with the whole supers thing. Like, I think Risk has his supers up there, but like, it wasn't like, you know, everybody's being called to move their supers up there. Like,
Well, no, it's just a Jeff deployment.
What do we think about us continuing east? Right?
What?
What do we think about us continuing east and just going around the map until somebody does something?
we're not going around the map just like indiscriminately fucking over people who we come across. Like, this is targeted, deliberate to people who tried to fuck with us. You know, in fucking Vietnam. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but who's next in the east, where it's still people that need to be punished? So we should just
I think
keep doing.
I think that is a thing I will not speculate on.
Probably a good idea.
This is why the Adge consults me about military things.
Sure.
Let's talk about those things more on the show. I think we should.
Clearly.
The Adge consults you? Okay.
Yes, of course. Don't you know it? On the secret mastermind.
I didn't realize this.
Horrendous is over there laughing because he knows the truth.
I think everybody knows the truth.
I don't think I can handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
I think this is a fine fiction.
Ooh, what's that from?
Hmm?
Is that from a movie?
Almost. I think the line is, this is a pleasant fiction, and it's from
Okay.
Gladiator.
I think we're finally out of Atlanta.
Out of what?
Atlanta. Georgia.
What the hell are you doing in Georgia?
Driving home?
Oh, I thought you were at the Masters.
No. That's where you're at.
I'm not really at the Masters. It's on the TV right up there, though. Right there.
Yeah, we watched a little bit of it.
So,
when we
just
were
for an
at the
update,
bar.
Scotty Scheffler is 8 under.
I was gonna say, he was 8
Hideki
under yesterday.
Matsuyama, he's 3 under, and Harold Varner III is 2 under right now.
So at what point can you? At what point does, like, you know, Tiger? At what point can Tiger Woods not actually play because he's more like machine than man?
Well, he's not machine;
Eric.
he's just metal. So that's just like
I
bone
mean,
armor.
he's slowly, you know, trending towards being more machine than man at this point.
Getting hips replaced.
Has he had his hip replaced? I don't think
I
so.
don't know.
I don't think so. But is
How hard can golf be?
oh my! Well, it's hard because you gotta figure, right. Number one, there's just hitting the ball as far as they do, right, and the torque on your back and everything.
He says it's.
The,
I mean, it's not exactly a hard sport. Well, I mean, it's a precise sport, but it's not exactly a hard sport as such. Like,
remember,
you know, considering that he said that, like, he can hit the ball all fine and everything like that. It's just the walking that he has an issue with, and it's like, Jesus Christ.
Don't they have little carts to take you around?
You are not allowed to have carts in the PGA. You
Then
must
don't do
walk
that.
the course, right?
Yeah.
So figure it. You know, if you know, and when you look at the Masters, there's all the stuff that happens Monday through Wednesday and everything too.
But he can play in the seniors.
But you still have to walk the course in the seniors. But yeah, I mean, figure it. Walking 18 holes, and remember, it's not like our tee boxes that they play from, right? They play from like pro tee boxes, which are like, 40, 50 yards, sometimes 60 yards further back than tee boxes most people play from, right? So there's a lot of walking. And, from what I've understood with relation to Tiger, right? He's in a lot of pain after the round, and he has a whole team of people who just, chill down his leg and really work on him for hours after a round.
I'm sure there's
It's amazing.
To be in.
Just dunks himself into a bath of ice and water, just like
One of those cryo things, right? But
Yeah.
I think it's amazing after 18 months. I mean, he's really he wants Nicklaus's record, right? That's what he wants, and that's what he's going after.
Well, if he wants that, he needs to, win a few.
Nicklaus's record at the Masters, he's tied with him, I believe, right? 6. No, that was 6. But I think he's tied with him at the for Masters wins. I have to go look up some stats. I'm not Mr. Stats, but yeah. But yeah, that's really what he's always wanted. And of course, he's made stupid things. He's, speeding like he did and wrecking. I mean, Jesus, come on, guys, stop
Getting
thinking.
his ass beat with a golf club,
9-iron, by the way, she threw the back window and hit him. Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
You don't know that?
Do not
Oh my God.
underestimate Scandinavian women.
Well, she was, I forget whose nanny she was, right? He met her on the tour. She was another pro's nanny, right? And then, all the news broke that he cheated on her with all the women. And then, she just went after him one night. Hit him with the 9-iron and then threw it through the back windshield, or not windshield, but backlight.
And not for nothing. But, guys, if you're married to some Viking chick whose twin sister is a lawyer, really, don't fuck around.
Well, not only that, she was kind of gorgeous.
Oh, God. Ellen Nordgren, she's fucking amazing.
Yeah. I know. I don't know. I don't know why he was so stupid, but he was stupid.
Drugs.
No, he wasn't doing drugs.
It just happens. Sometimes it just happens.
Some guys are wired to cheat. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds like you're being dismissive and excusing it, but some dudes just have a hard time keeping it in their pants. They always want what they can't get or haven't got.
I mean, you can make the excuse that it is somewhat evolutionary, but there's also a degree of self-control that you should have.
Yeah, and I think it's far more an issue of conditioning because it's
conditioning,
the guy
like working out.
No, the guy's been hyper focused on I will get what I want.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Since he was a little kid, and now what he wants is that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying that with some guys, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I just it's their marriage. I don't really worry about it, but I'm sitting there going, if I were married to her,
dude?
yeah.
Maybe she's giving it up.
Well, there's that too, but
they had how many kids together?
Yeah,
she was giving it up.
That's true.
Just giving options here.
Yeah, no. He was dumb. He was dumb, but then, you get that, I'm invincible kind of thing, right? When you're that big of a deal. The other thing is he was hurting his legs anyway, because some of the stuff that he did, if you give Hank Haney any credit in his book, right? He was doing things like wearing army boots and working out with Navy SEALs and doing that stuff, and that really killed his knees, right? He would go out running in army boots rather than running shoes. And I'm sitting there going,
look, even army guys don't like that.
I know. Kills your knees.
That's why they make them do it.
So, yeah, I mean, he made a lot of dumb decisions. So that's your golf news of the day. And apparently, Matsuyama, the previous champion, did a tremendous amount of work to be able to deliver his dinner speech to the past champions in English. Apparently, he worked really hard on that.
Oh, congrats.
Because
Gotta respect, man.
And then
Mm-hmm.
I got to remember who spoke after him. It escapes me, and it really shouldn't. I think it was Gary Player. Then delivered his speech in Japanese. So it was kind of.
Oh, nice.
That would be a dinner to go
no
to,
work.
right? Well, he had note cards. Player did, they said, but that's kind of the cool stuff. I would very much.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, I really do like golf, guys, and I love the Masters, and I love the Heritage afterwards. And of the two, the most likely I'm to go to is the Heritage. But so many crowds, so much parking problems. I don't know.
So
Such parking.
I just passed a billboard that said the biggest and best restrooms in Georgia.
The biggest what?
Biggest and best restrooms in Georgia.
All right.
Hey,
you know what you really need? You need to go get a pimento cheese sandwich, okay? Go get a pimento cheese sandwich because you're in Georgia and it's Masters Week. That's one of the little known things about the Masters is refreshments at the Masters, while all packaged in green so you can't see them against the grass on TV, are also always reasonable. They do not allow like typical events like overcharging for things.
That's nice.
We had one PGA course in Indianapolis. Crooked Sticks. I don't know if they play there every year, but I know the seniors do all the time. It's swanky. Oh, Lord.
Is this going to be the typical food section of the show?
Okay, not that high, but 12 to 15.
Well,
they got to subsidize.
I mean, I would.
Vendor costs.
I mean, I'd expect those kind of costs, considering that you're all paying green fees. I'm joking.
I gotta go. I'll catch you guys later.
Take care, Renders.
What? What do they? I can't see it. It's on the television.
Oh yeah, because you're on the move, so you can't read stream chat for some reason.
Mm-hmm. I can't do anything with that.
What the fuck is Dunkirk? I don't know. I'm out of the loop on that. like Dunkirk?
Yeah, I'm a little bit out of the
No
loop
idea.
on that too.
And I have no idea whether Goonie DuPont is actually like trying to troll you, or whether you are actually. No, you're not. You're good.
Meta show will be later today, I believe.
Whoa! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Meta show is definitely on today. Like, you know, with Brisk, you know, chiming up about him working so hard on the Meta show. Yeah. And us not getting a shower pick, like, honestly. I mean, he's even used an expletive when it comes to talking about how he's prepping, so yes.
And we deserve 2 picks next week.
Yes, we expect double picks. Yeah.
Or a little extra skin.
Either that or
I'll be
either
able to see his
he's
shoulder.
either that or he's saving up for a video.
Oh.
Exclusive video. I don't know how we're going to put that into the album, though. Like, we'll have to print out every single one of the frames and put it in as like a flick book.
I guess we should ask when Arenas is here. What do we expect to be at FanFest keynote? Like, what do we expect them to announce?
I don't know. I half don't care.
Like, they need to announce something that's exciting or interesting. Driving home from vacation. It would be, we didn't have to slow down, it would be a 13-hour drive.
There you go.
I'm going to try to get there all tonight, but we've had so many slowdowns. Who knows if that's happened.
Wait, how fast is the like national speed limit in the UK, in the US? Sorry,
There's no national
7.
speed limit.
okay.
Well,
What's
most
the general consensus for the speed limit?
Most interstates are 70 miles an hour.
Okay,
Is the
that's
max.
better. I was concerned that maybe you would say 70 kilometers an hour. I'd be like, oh Jesus Christ!
Isn't that like
70 miles an hour is
110
fine.
or 130 or something like that? Kilometers?
I mean, I generally tend to sort of like, you know, go at 120 kph, like on motorways, and
I figure it's not quite double, but close to double, whatever our number is.
yeah.
But yeah, at certain places it's just busy because there's just a lot of cars. So we're like going like 20 and 30.
Ah, Dirk's back. Hey, Dirk.
I am back from my space meetings. What have you been going on with?
Well, we talked about the Masters, which is
When you-
surprisingly reasonable.
When you
and
say
the-
the Masters, you're talking about the golf tournament?
Yes.
Ah, well, that's
And
pretty typical with Eric here.
and the slow but seemingly inevitable kind of eventuality that that Tiger Woods is going to become an android.
I mean, if we're talking about the sci-fi situation, he's obviously going to become a Borg. If we're talking about because the Borg cannot help but assimilate people, obviously going to become a Borg. The Cylons seem to be a bit selective because the Borg cannot help take anyone and everyone. Obviously going to become a Borg. The Cylons... I don't know when you are hearing two of me because there's only one and there's only one microphone.
Yeah. chat saying that there's some kind of echo suddenly going on.
I don't.
And it's probably
understand
something.
what's- Yeah,
It's not coming from you. It's not coming from you specifically. It's definitely your side for sure.
Are we still echoing at this point?
It should be
Yeah,
fine.
Eric broke something that meant that I echoed. Sorry, chat. I mean, it may not even have been Eric
we
breaking something, but something broke on Eric's side. There's a technical issue.
Yeah, we always need to have some kind of technical difficulty. Otherwise, like, the show would be cursed.
Like,
Wait, how
that's
can we work
actually-
this?
That's actually a very good point, Matt. We can't do the show without a technical difficulty, but equally, doing the show with a technical difficulty means that we avoid the other difficulties that are even worse.
Which are? Which are?
Oh God! Like,
Stream not working.
You don't want us to talk about what technical difficulties are available.
Well, let's avoid that.
I mean, let's just count some of the technical difficulties that we've had before, right?
Oh, here we go.
You hitting broadcast and it not working.
That has happened. True.
How about that one?
Yeah.
We one time had McLeod being taken over by a cat. That was weird.
We never speak of that.
McCat is entirely intentional.
That was entirely intentional. Yes.
No, I just think you're saying that you don't know how this happened.
Yeah, we know how it happened, and it was entirely intentional.
It was someone pressuring me to be on camera and me not wanting to be on camera. So I found a loophole, basically. That's what that was.
There you go. A loophole.
That's exactly what that was. That was a technical loophole that I found. I was like, technically I can be on camera, but I won't be on camera.
There you go.
And you enjoyed Meow Cloud like as an actual physical being to some degree for a little bit, and I won't force that on you guys any other point.
So, Dirk, what are you hoping they announce this year at the keynote?
At the keynote?
Yeah.
Oh, do you really want to ask that question?
I do. You got 20 minutes to fill.
What am I hoping will be announced at the keynote?
What's your best and worst NFT fears and hopes?
No, I'm gonna answer Dawn's question.
Okay.
I'm hoping for the announcement of a new nullsec sovereignty system. We're overdue a new nullsec sovereignty system. The last nullsec sov system was introduced in 2015. That was Aegis Sov, otherwise known as Fuzzy Sov.
Yeah, I was about to say.
We are somewhere in the region of 8 years of Fuzzy Sov. We're due a new nullsec sov system. So that's what I'm hoping we see. Do I expect it? No, but that's what I'm hoping for. Otherwise, I'd actually really like to see, instead of a nullsec sov system, a faction warfare rework. I think that would be incredible.
Faction war has been stagnant for so long.
I'd love to see a new faction warfare situation that players have been asking for however long, and just hasn't made it happen. So
how would you want them to change it?
I want them to change it in the way that players have been yelling about for years. I'm not a faction warfare player. I just know that the faction warfare players have given many suggestions on changes and improvements that would be positive.
So my concern is like who in the faction warfare kind of crew that do faction warfare these days are not in it just to basically make shitloads of ISK. And if that's the case, are they just going to be, requesting, changes that, increase their ability to make shitloads of money by abusing the changes?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I wonder.
I want to see more lore/NPC activity in different spaces that either are just for more scenery or for immersion, but and it could potentially lead to this game stuff as well. Like the idea of fleets of Amar ships flying through, moving to border systems, and a newbie could catch a glimpse of 10 Titans moving in high sec. Things like that. I think that would.
There could be so much cooler shit going on in high sec regarding, the 4 large factions and movements of large strategic fleets and all that kind of stuff.
Or like a battlefield that pops up between an Amar fleet and a Blood fleet that you can go watch, or you can maybe participate, kind of like the Triglavian thing. Make it with the factions, and it doesn't affect the sovereignty per se, so they don't have to worry about changing the map if they're not ready to do that. But where players could be engaged in more of the story if they want to.
I love the fact that Brisk wants a Twitch add-on that speeds me up by 2 times.
You're not going that slow today.
He's been in Twitch chat talking about how he wants that add-on, and that would be hilarious.
No,
That would be an interesting one.
But that's all I would love to see is more scenery or immersion stuff added that gives people things to go look at and enjoy.
I think one of the things that we might see, I say might because, you never fucking know with CCP, right? It's something that has been, talked about, but we've never really actually seen it yet. And it's definitely something that we've seen CCP do kind of some stuff on and tease a couple of things about and mention here and there. But, the final, fucking rework of the iHub system to actually, provide interesting shit, changes to the actual systems that you own.
If they changed how SOP worked to support less running around in fast fleets and supported more sitting on grid shooting each other, I think it would give rise to more battleship engagements versus hack engagements.
Also, this is just something that I kind of feel like, why hasn't this been done earlier? Why CCP? Why haven't you created a fucking mobile app to control people's PI?
Yeah.
Why can't I do PI using my phone? And also, I don't know about you guys. If you've done PI before, if you've had a separate sort of system where you do, certain PI on certain planets, and then you combine them into another planet, and you have to do all the kind of picking up of stuff and moving it around and all that kind of jazz. Nobody who kills that stuff picks up the PI, or if they do, it's not like it's oh my god, we've hit the fucking jackpot here, guys, etc. etc. Why can't I just fucking link the the fucking launch pads and stuff like that to the or maybe even linking certain customs officers from one planet to another planet to facilitate transfer of materials from one of those officers to another without me having to fucking move it myself.
Yeah, just add a fee to move it.
Yeah, add a big fee that changes based on distance and all that kind of stuff, and then it also gives a fucking reason for people to come around and snap to blow up customs officers, because it would snap those connections, and you'd have to remake those connections and stuff.
Yeah, that could be
Like
cool.
at the moment, customs officers, like, the fuck gives a fuck about customs officers? You know, in terms of like shooting them, like they're literally the most. They're the afterthought after the afterthought. Like it's sort of you take over an entire place, knock down everything, you know, put up your own stuff, and then like 2 weeks after, you kind of go, oh yeah, fucking customs officers. We should probably just nuke them.
We should.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
they're the last afterthought, and they shouldn't be, because they should be legitimate targets for a reason. Obviously, they shouldn't be, they shouldn't be like super easy, but still, they should affect something. And I think if they affect your ability to have like easy mode on PI, then that gives people a reason to basically be like, you know what, I probably will go and save that customs office, because installing a new customs office and having everybody having to fucking remake all of those connections from one customs office to another, like, is going to be a fucking pain in the ass. So yeah, let's go and defend that, and then oh my god, we have more fucking fights in space in different locations, right?
I think you have a point.
Stop me if I'm not making sense. But I kind of feel like that makes sense to me. Like, I
kind of feel like it makes sense.
Because the tedium, I don't know. I feel like there's a significant amount of tedium with moving stuff around from one planet to another planet, just to sort of facilitate making some of these sort of more complex stuff. Especially now that they are like basically the bottleneck. Really, they're the biggest bottleneck at the moment. And thank you, Tyvolan Bison. I have no idea. That was, I butchered your name, and I apologize for that. But thank you for the sub.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. So hey, we got about 13 minutes left.
Yep. He's nowhere gonna Yeah, the other guy was
Hold it. I'm muted.
Under it, like,
Considering his previous CD activities, that just sounded extremely dirty. By the way, Erik.
So yeah, what? He's
two strokes in, and how many holes?
No. He's 2 strokes over, six holes in. 6 holes in.
There we go.
Lots of golf to play. Lots of golf to play. They tie for 34th.
Yeah.
He's over his handicap, but like.
Well, his handicap his handicap is 0. So everybody on the tour is 0.
Yeah, but when you say he's 2 strokes over, he is 2 strokes over par at least.
Right.
And yeah, he's chasing everybody else on the circuit.
Yeah, he's in 35th place. Today's moving day. Big day. That's what they call Saturday, moving day.
They call it moving day in those people who we follow F1. It's qualifying day coming up soon, if it's not already gone. I'd have to double check, but it's qualifying.
Saturdays are typically qualifying day.
Yeah, I'm just
unless they're skipping a week.
It's Australia, so I'm not sure if qualifying is done already or is yet to happen.
Good point. Well, the nice thing about F1 cars and all that kind of stuff is that they have so much sort of downward force that you can drive them on the ceiling and you're fine. So it works well. An F1 car works completely fine in Australia than it would up here.
Twitch chat is telling me that we've still got 10 hours until some part of the F1 situation. I'm not sure if that's qualifying or the actual race, but we've still got 10 hours to some sort of F1. 10
Damn.
hours to quali. So
Okay.
we're going to be talking about probably like very late Sunday for the actual race for F1, but it's going to be a ton of fun. And
Is that
it'll be
F1 or
far
is it
more fu-
F1?
It's going to be
Ricky
far
Bobby.
more fun
Ricky
than
Bobby.
Eric's
F1.
golf situation.
Formula One. Come on, give me a fucking break. By the way, root for the.
I'm interested in the F1 situation rather than Eric's golf situation.
I would say this for golf though. It doesn't use golf doesn't use anywhere near as much petroleum.
True, it's much more of a green sport. I mean, you're out there with nature and the azaleas.
McLeod, do you have issues with dinosaur racing?
Well, there's a lot of methane in dinosaur racing, so.
Yeah, but dinosaur racing is a ton of fun.
You know, if you say so.
Honestly, I have watched the Formula E, which is the sort of was it the
It's the electric
all
yeah.
the all electric version. There is that kind of I don't know what it is. Well, I do know what it is. It's the sound. Like, there's definitely an associated sound with motorsport that you don't get with Formula E, and it's just it's lacking that kind of presence. It really is.
How many laps can how many miles can they go? What do they do? Is it like Formula E to me is like Revenge of the Nerds when they're on the tricycles drinking and going around in a little circle. I mean, that's like the comparison to me.
I just can't help but think of Scalextrics when I'm watching it.
I just like NASCAR. I'm a NASCAR guy.
The thing about F1 is that they normally do about 100 miles a race.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what you're talking about there, Eric. 100 miles a race.
Yeah. Formula E. It's like tricycles, drinking beer, and Revenge of the Nerds. Done.
To be completely honest, like the Formula One nowadays also has a lot of battery power that's incorporated into it. So
I don't know, man. All I know,
they have regenerative braking and that kind of stuff. So as far as I know,
like NASCAR.
Do they still have they do have regenerative braking and stuff like that in for F1 at the moment still? Don't they do? Or did they change those with the rule changes and all that shit?
I think regenerative braking and the KERS kind of situation still exists. What they've really limited this year is the amount of money they can spend on each car.
Mm.
Oh yeah, and that's really fucked over Mercedes.
Yeah, they've directly limited how much money can be spent, and so everyone with Mercedes power units is really kind of fucked so far. This race this weekend is gonna create a huge amount of data to understand where the issues are occurring.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird compared to last year. This year in F1 is really fucking strange.
Yeah, I mean, Ferrari are at the top of the constructors. Mercedes are like 4th on the constructors. It's a weird fucking year for F1, but it's also really interesting. We love watching it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
And on that note,
Last
I think,
thoughts?
yeah, it's time to kind of like...
One last thing. And by the way, I was going, not we. Yeah. Formula One. What, and like, what's that? I don't know. NASCAR. We got NASCAR. You got,
The difference between Formula One and NASCAR is
Yeah.
like NASCAR, you have one direction of turning, whereas Formula One, you have like multiple.
we got red dirt track racing here, you know, on the clay.
Yeah, but you all just like lean left and call it good. In F1 we have slaloms.
Our wrecks are way better than yours. I don't know what you're talking about.
Look,
Like honestly,
like,
I'm surprised that
hey,
you guys don't just like
your wrecks are better than ours, but your wrecks also occur more often than ours.
Why do you? I mean, it's kind of the point, right? Part of the point.
We're not trying to kill people with F1.
We're not trying to kill
We
people
just want
either.
it to be good to watch.
We're not trying to kill people either. I don't know where you get that impression.
I'm surprised that like you guys in NASCAR don't just like, you know, armor up one side of the fucking car and then just like set that thing on autopilot just to scrape the side of the fucking track and just carry on going regardless. Because that's what I used to do on Gran Turismo.
Yeah, just armor it up and go. You know.
I just you know, get a couple of rubber bands and like, you know, get the car kind of like turning slightly left, and then just set it going for like an hour and then just walk away. I'll come back an hour later and be like first place, even though my car's fucked up and the tires are fucked up. But like, nope, didn't have to do shit.
There you go, baby.
I'm surprised
NASCAR.
that isn't the technique
NASCAR and golf.
NASCAR is doing.
NASCAR and golf. That's what we got here.
All right, final thoughts.
Okay, final thought. You want to start us off there, Don?
Yeah. Final thought of the week is I hope everyone has a good week. Cruising is fun, and you should all try it at least once. I've been on 13, so I do know what I'm talking about.
No petri dishes.
I have never gotten sick on a ship. And they have a doctor on the ship, so. Anyway.
I saw the doctor in Love Boat. He was always hitting on chicks. I remember that. They do have a doctor. I remember that.
Yep.
The Love Boat.
They have a morgue on the
Exciting
ship too,
for everyone. What? Does everybody get to know the one cool bartender on the ship? Because there's all. I mean, Isaac. He was the one bartender for the entire Princess Cruise Line ship, right? I mean, jeez.
No. There's like 9 to 15 bars on most ships, so there's a lot of options to get drinks.
The one thing I would not like is to be a fucking captain at one of those cruise ships. Because like, God, you have to fucking get introduced to so many fucking people that you really.
I know.
I'm fairly certain that at some point, like captains of cruise ships must just be like, I fucking hate this so much. I don't care about who you are. Yes, okay, I get introduced to you, but really, I don't give a flying fuck who you are.
That's when you assume
but if you're a captain and you're divorced with a daughter, you get to bring her along on all the cruises. I saw that on Love Boat too. That's true. True.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I always hear about like people like, oh, we got introduced to the captain, etc., etc. It's like, really? Okay, well, you know, you and pretty much most people on that ship probably.
No, that's not.
And I'm sure the captain was really eager about saying, you know, sort of meeting you. Like, no, he gives no fucks.
So what is your one last thing, McLeod?
Oh, my one last thing. I was going to say, like, you know, if any of you out there need an introduction to cruising, then Dawn is your lady for that one. Yeah. Also, and I brought up the whole iHub thing literally just to basically, you know, shit all over the fact that what's their faces lost to fucking iHub because they were dumb cunts.
I don't know. Who are they?
Their fucking name escapes me. because I don't really give a fuck. To be completely honest. And I'm actually literally fighting the will to open up a tab and actually look up their name on
There you go.
Shortland.
There you
And
go.
I can't be asked. I'm not going to. Fuck them.
All right, Dirk, you're up, brother.
Right, here we go. Thanks, Pro it was frat.
My one last thing is to go ahead and talk about the Anger Games, which is coming up soon. We are running open practices every Sunday on the INN Twitch channel. We'll be
Angler
running... Dear Lord, Dawn, don't make me mute you. On that note, we will be running open practices on the INN Twitch channel for the next couple of weeks. Once we get to the 30th, we'll be running the feeder rounds for the INN competition on CCP's Twitch channel, and then May 28th through June 12th, we'll be running the entire tournament on CCP's Twitch channel. It'll be a ton of fun. You should tune in alongside everything else that's going on there. But more importantly, tomorrow at 1900 Eve, we will be live on INN with a 3-hour open practice session. You should tune in. It's a ton of fun.
Tune in.
Nice.
Absolute ton of fun.
I feel like it's gonna be a good one because Brisk has been talking it up in stream chat as to how much work he's been putting in.
He should have turned up in our chat.
On voice. He's yeah. You make it sound like he's like Ron Burgundy or something.
Oh,
like
by the way, that was all muted. Somehow
like,
I fucking muted myself.
Like,
by the way.
why is Eric
like, what the
Yeah.
muted?
So
Jesus Christ.
what I said
Nobody
was,
knows why Eric mutes himself.
yeah, Eric. I don't know. So I still can't figure it out. I'm not gonna worry about it. But anyway, well, I said was, Brisk is a big deal. He's a big show. We're a little show. That's why he didn't come on our show. He just gives us a little. He gives us some crumbs in chat. That's how he is. Big deal. That's all I have to say.
He has many leather-bound books. Yeah, I think he actually does. I would be surprised if he does.
Leather.
Wait,
bound
who
books.
doesn't have leather-bound books?
I'm trying to think if I have any.
I mean, honestly, Dirk, you almost had a monocle, so
Yeah.
I have a collection.
Stop making a spectacle of yourself.
This is the point where I admit that I have a collection
Of nose goblins.
of leather-bound books that have my initials imprinted.
And does your apartment smell of rich mahogany?
And cigar or pipe smoke. Pipe smoke, right? Mahogany and pipe smoke.
I'm not interested in a mahogany scent. I'd rather have like a vanilla scent.
Oh yeah, to each their own.
Yeah.
But here we are, all talking about how Twitch chat is
So girls, if you like Dirk,
just calling us out.
vanilla
Really.
perfume. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Thank you for watching. We'll be back maybe next week. We'll have to figure out. It is Easter weekend, so I have to poll my fine co-hosts and see what we're doing next weekend. So we will let you know. Thank you, everybody, and you have a great weekend. Meta show in
1 hour.
1 hour, 53 minutes or something.
All right, 53 minutes. It's almost an hour.
There we go. Later.
Okay.